Well, good afternoon, everyone. It is great pleasure for me to guide this session. In today's sessions, Nada will present a paper about abstentions, either is right or blank. We have several minutes to listen to her presentation and 2 minutes or less to the discussion sessions. And the discussion will be managed into our two terms. The Nada, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Dino, for giving me the time. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so elated because I can share my work, my paper about abstention with you all. Okay, we have uh, an interesting topic to discuss today, and I chose a sub theme that caught my attention, which is abstention. Is it right or plague? Okay. So before we go further into the presentation, we have to know what is abstention is. Abstention is an act of not choosing in the election process. So we're going to have a general election next year. It's going to be my first time election. And yes, people say that abstention or not giving our vote is our right. So abstention itself started in 1971 election and reached its peak in 2004 election. Next, why do abstention happened? So actually abstention happened because of two factors, which is external and internal. But I want to emphasize the internal factors because the external factors is out of our control, but the internal we can control it. So the external factors, uh, we might have something wrong with the administrative aspect or lack of socialization. So there is a case where someone don't know this is the time to election because the socialization did not reach them. And next is the internal factor, which is the first one is apathetic to politics. So apathetic is an adjective uh, relating to someone who is not care about politics since it's apathetic to politics. And next is presumption that their ballot did not give effect. This happened to me once uh, when my first experience election, which is the governor election. uh, i have I have a plan that I did not vote because maybe it's just one vote, it just don't give any effect to the election. And next, what is the impact of abstention? The first impact is that lack of support for the government project. So when there are a lot of abstention cases, uh, maybe people who chose abstain, they complain that I don't choose them, so it's not their wrong, it's not their fault to be it's not their fault for the fault of the government. And next is the reflecting a non-democratic country. So we are Indonesia, we are a democratic country which civilian hold the strongest power to the country itself. So we have the right to choose, but we did not choose. So do you think it is ethic to a democratic country not choose for the election? And the last one is give the ruling party a chance to win. It might happen at least when we vote and maybe the party win. at least we vote. But if we and when the abstention cases are too high, the ruling party will have a big chance to win. Next is, what should we do about the abstention? First, we have to think that we are a democracy country, which is we have to vote. We have the highest power to lead the country and the right to vote. Instead of saying that we have the right to abstain, we have to emphasize that we also have the right to vote. And last is the form of participation. We, as a good civilian, must participate in the government. And this is the best way to participate, to be a good citizen. And this is the cases in the 2019 election. And based on the research, in 2019 election, there are 14% millennial choose to abstain. So based on the abstention cases, 40% are millennials. And then the next election, which is 2024, the General Election Commission, or KPU, released a statement that 19% millennial will participate the 2024 election. So in the 2019 election, 40% millennial choose to abstain. Meanwhile, the millennial in 2024 will dominate the voters. So we as a millennial should give our vote to the 2024 election. So my conclusion, so my conclusion is that instead of saying that it is the right for us to abstain, it is the right for us to give our vote, because we are give the right for the country.
And everyone, that is the presentation from Nada. Is there any question or opinion about her presentation?
I think Nada's presentation is clear enough, so I thought there's no question from us.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and then maybe I want to emphasize one thing, that when we talk about the right to abstain, we have to say that when we talk about the right, we have to talk about the obligation, right? And obligation. When we have the same obligation as a good citizen, what do you think? The right should be to vote or not to vote? Because John F. Kennedy once said, "Don't you ask your country about what they can give to you, but ask yourself, what can you give to your country?" So this is the form of, one more thing I say, this is the form of participation for us to be a good citizen. So yeah, this is easy, right? And lastly, yes, give your vote and don't waste it. I hope we get the best result for the 2024 election. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you for attending the session. We have listened to the excellent presentation and the resulting conclusion. On behalf of the session organizing committee, let us thank Nada and thank you for attending.
Thank you.